Social facilitation occurs when members' unique contributions are easily identifiable, but some tasks require collaboration, making it challenging to assess individual input. In these situations, social loafing is a common example of a process loss. In the early 20th century, French engineer Max Ringelmann asked participants to pull on a rope connected to a pressure gauge, first alone, and then in small groups of varying sizes. As group size increased, individual contributions decreased significantly. For instance, when working alone, participants averaged 187 pounds of force. But when working in groups of 7, they averaged 143 pounds. And when working in groups of 14, they averaged even less, 135 pounds. You've probably noticed this if you've ever played tug of war. Ringelmann concluded that coordination and motivation are key factors behind the decline. When working with others, individuals struggle to coordinate their actions perfectly, resulting in inefficiencies that hinder the group's overall performance. Moreover, individuals often lose motivation because other members share the responsibility for the outcome. This phenomenon is known as social loafing, where people exert less effort when working in a group than when working alone. It can occur in various settings, with simple tasks like clapping, and more complex tasks, such as those involved in team sports. Interestingly, social loafers may not be aware of their behavior or willing to acknowledge it. Researchers have identified several strategies that reduce the occurrence of social loafing. First, design groups to be on the smaller side, ideally 3 to 5 members, and select people who want to work in groups and who have the required knowledge and skills. Second, design tasks so individual contributions can be identified and evaluated. This encourages social facilitation instead of social loafing. Third, promote effective teamwork by helping the group and its individual members set clear and challenging SMART goals. The SMART acronym means goals should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. As the group accomplishes these goals, the members experience a collective sense of accomplishment, which contributes to the next strategy, fostering a stronger sense of group identity. When individuals strongly identify with their group, it becomes an integral part of their social identity, influencing how they perceive themselves in relation to others. So, when the group's goals are important to them, they're more likely to invest the necessary effort. The final strategy is to develop strong norms that drive high performance. This involves encouraging individuals to participate in group discussions and activities, using group-based rewards that incentivize collective performance, and holding social loafers accountable for their lack of action with specific feedback.